On the news this morning, Governor Obiano flags of 2019 farming season in Anambra. Women charged to be attentive to the awards activities. Nigerian police says it arrested 58 persons for various electoral offenses in 2019 elections. Brexit European parliamentarians boycott recitation of EU anthem. Good morning and welcome to the news. My name is Nonye Mokoye. Governor Willie Obiano has flagged off the 2019 farming season in Anambra, asking everyone to embrace agriculture. The ceremony took place at Dr. Alex Ekweme Square, Oka. A Government House correspondent Ejike Abana reports.
Of this year's farming season, which has the theme Farm Cluster Development, a vehicle for sustainable agriculture, was filled to the brim by top government functionaries, including members of the State Executive Council, members of Anambra State House of Assembly, ABGA stalwarts, and farmers. On arrival, the governor took time to inspect different farm produce ranging from rice, fish, vegetables, livestock, among others, displayed on stands according to local government areas. According to the governor, the ceremony affords an opportunity to look at the last farming season, assess state government's efforts in food sufficiency and export with a view to identify areas of improvement. Governor Obiano explained that even though a number of factors, including flood, lingering communal conflicts, affected last year's projected output, all the performance index were impressive, pointing out that his administration will continue to integrate the youth in all its empowerment programs, establishment of fish farms in 3 senatorial districts of the state, and increased agricultural training activities.
We launched the Smart Weather Soldiers Initiative, as well as the Youth in Agriculture program. We're also reintroducing the Ubo Umwa school farm program into primary and secondary schools to inculcate agricultural skills early in our children. The produce from the school farm initiative shall be shared between the students, the teachers, and the remainder reinvested in more seeds. There have a lot to look forward to this year. The smallholder farmers, who constitute about 70% of the farming population, will enjoy the robust support of many of our administration this year.
The Commissioner for Agriculture, Chief Nnamdi Onukuba, described this year's theme as apt, stressing that Anambra farmers are proud of the purpose-driven agricultural policies of the present government, which has immensely impacted positively on their well-being and income, and have a lot of employment opportunities for the youth.
Another set of 20 youths have also trained under the IFAD program at African Rice Center in IIT Ibadan and Numudike Research Institute on a train-the-trainer basis on the production of certified rice seeds and cassava cuttings. This initiative will impact positively on the use of quality seeds and create jobs for the youth.
While enumerating various interventions of the federal government, Mr. Ogochukwu Nkanebe, who represented the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, said that Anambra has been consistent in the official launch of the farming season, which is remarkable and commendable, as it affords the state and stakeholders a veritable platform to interact.
The theme of today's launching of the 2019 farming season, Farm Cluster Development, a vehicle for sustainable agriculture, is a clear indication to farmers to consolidate on their farming activities. There is the need for farmers to form clusters to be able to maximize the economies of scale in production and marketing.
In a vote of thanks, Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Mr. Uchenna Okafor, commended the governor for introducing all year-round farming, among other achievements in the agricultural sector, asking him to sustain the tempo as the State House of Assembly is always ready to support his people-oriented plans and policies through enactment of quality laws.
Excellency, it is also in this administration that we are now witnessing youth in agriculture. Before now, when youths are writing the exam, they will be putting law, medicine, and the rest of them. But now, the youth of Anambra are happy to be farmers because they know that farming is
Speaking to the ABS, the member representing Idemili North State Constituency, Chief Ifeanyi Chiekwu, and the immediate past Transition Committee Chairman for Orumba North Local Government Area, Mrs. Ifeanyi Binabo, commended the governor for being consistent with the official flag-off, suggesting that distribution of quality seedlings be done earlier in the year for improved output. The governor also launched the following schemes: apiculture, improved export promotion, establishment of Anambra Farmers Shop, setup of Smart Weather Soldiers Scheme, Cluster Farm Land Reservation Scheme, and Youths in Agriculture Program. From Dr. Alex Ekweme Square, Oka, Ejike Abana, ABS News.
Capital City Secondary School, Oka, has emerged overall champions in the just concluded quiz competition organized by the Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs) Community Development Group of the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC. The event, which took place at St. John of God Secondary School, Oka, attracted students from select secondary schools in and around Oka to test and increase intellectual competitiveness among the students. Correspondent Chibuzo Obidike filed this report.
Development Goals, CDGs, group of the NYSC, after screening 20 secondary schools in Oka, selected 3 schools for the quiz competition aimed at promoting quality education among schools. The participating schools were tested in mathematics, English, and current affairs. The keenly contested quiz saw Capital City clinching the first position with 46 points, leaving St. John of God Secondary School with 38 points at second position. Anglo-Oka Secondary School went home with the third position after scoring 36 points. They were appreciated with various categories of rewards depending on their positions. The representatives of the various schools, John Honor, Mary Jane Ubaka, and Abiola Jane, while easing out the tension from the questions, said that the competition aided them an opportunity to test their individual abilities in the subject areas and equally encouraged them to study harder in all subjects.
It was not easy because everybody is intelligent. With God, we are able to take the first position of the competition. That will help us to be a good student, read more, research, and also have knowledge.
Okay. So try it, exceptional and it past life. It's exactly what students need to enlighten them to help them in their education.
Okay. The president of the CDGs group, Mr. Emmanuel John Miracle, said that the Sustainable Development Goals is a collection of 17 global goals set by the United Nations General Assembly in 2015 for the year 2030 to tackle poverty, hunger, health, education, gender equality, water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, among others. He noted that the quiz competition is to awaken the students' activeness in school activities and to provide opportunity to assess their level in academic work.
It's more theoretical, so that's why we encourage students to be hardworking and to develop a skill to be more creative, and so that we can meet up to the 21st century pattern of education that has to do more with digital and practicals like that. So what we did today was to encourage people or students rather on how to be hardworking and to be creative, to make use of their brain.
In Oka, Chibuzo Obidike, ABS News.
So much, Chibuzo. Now, in Okulo community, Dunukofia Council area is standing still for the 33rd Oka Diocesan Women's Conference, ADWOC. The conference attended by the Anglican Bishop of Oka Diocese, Right Reverend Alexander Ibezim, and presided over by Mrs. Martha Ibezim at Emmanuel Anglican Church, Okulo, has its theme as Hold Fast to What You Have Till I Come. Our religion correspondent, Amaka Chibuzo Okoye, was there for ABS.
Ongoing Oka Diocesan Women's Conference is a moment when the women of the diocese evaluate their performance for the past year and champion ways for more development and progress in their ministry and the church. Addressing the gathering, the wife of the state governor, Chief Mrs. Ebelechukwu Obiano, asked the women to be light to their family as it is the first duty of call by God. The governor's wife, represented by the senior special assistant to the governor on special duties, Mrs. Amaka Emeka Ezike said that in times like this, mothers should maintain a closer relationship with their words. Earlier in a sermon, the Bishop of Awka Diocese, Right Reverend Ibezim, encouraged women to hold fast to their families, stating that the conference will help them to recover some of the things they have lost.
The women ministry in this diocese will never remain the same. I speak to you as a servant of God. Your tomorrow will be better than your today.
For the president of the conference and president of Mothers Union, Women's Guild and Girls Guild of the diocese, Mrs. Mata Ibezim, the conference aims at bringing the women together, assess how far they've gone in discharging their duties and responsibilities at their homes and parishes, and to remind them that, as it is captured in the theme of the conference, that they are expected to be strong in the midst of challenges, knowing that God will prove himself.
The purpose of this conference is for the women of the diocese to come together to look at how far we have gone.
The vicar of the host church, Reverend Canon Bernard Obiekwe, and the chairman, local organizing committee, Sir Ephraim Uzechina. The gathering was an opportunity to provide spiritual upbringing to all women in the diocese. The conference service featured presentation of posthumous awards to the profile mother, late Ezinne Gladys Mbanugo Adobasem, who during her lifetime ran the race of evangelism with diligence, winning souls for Christ. Special prayers, thanksgiving, cutting of the conference cake, and special renditions were special features in the service. From Uhulu, Dunukofia local government area, Amaka Chibuzo Okoye, ABS News.
The traditional ruler of Ihiala, Oluoha Thomas Obidiego, the 17th, says he will run an inclusive government for peace and development of Ihiala town. Sir Obidiego stated this when Uzakwa community, led by their Ezala Dike Uchenna Nsonfo, paid homage at his palace. A correspondent, Ogochukwu Orano, has details.
Diego, who stressed that kingship has spiritual inclination, said he will work towards enshroning peace and brotherliness in Ihiala town. He called on all feuding parties to bury their hatchets for the progress of the community.
Nobody is a loser. All of us won the struggle. So my government is all inclusive government. So I'm suing for peace, and that peace is bearing fruit. That's why I say a lot of Uzakwa.
The 10 communities in Uzakwa during the visit officially presented Chief Uchenna Nsofo as the Ezala Dike and traditional head of Uzakwa. Ezala Nsofo, in an interaction with the ABS, urged the traditional ruler of Ihiala to ensure that the town is returned to its former glory, where people live in peace and harmony and are not denied of what is due to them.
That's the most important thing. And then I only did for only being one only friend. So now Bologna take it in any far. Say I've done a baby to us at a video and
Chief Augustine Okafo, chairman of Umudike Uzakwa community, said they rallied round their Ezala Dike to pay homage to their new king, who was given the staff of office and certificate of recognition by the state government, and also to officially present their Ezala Dike, who was selected by traditional title holders in Umudike, and urged him to embrace everybody and empower their youths.
Embrace all people, Tom, Dick, and all Sunday, to achieve peace in Uzakwa and get more development, unity, understanding, above all, youth empowerment in Uzakwa.
Ichia Emmanuel Ihana-Atuonye, a stakeholder from the community who threw more light on the process of ascendancy to the kingship throne in Ihiala, pointed out that Ihiala is an age-long traditional institution that has 3 major documents that stipulate guidelines for the kingship, making it clear that it is not for everybody. Rather, it is for the Dioha royal family, and commended the state government for graciously ensuring that there is peace in Ihiala and sued for the reconciliation of all feuding parties. Others who spoke at the event include the Onowu of Ihiala, Chief Linus Alehi, Chairman of Ndi Nzobo Uzakwa, Nze Obuagu Obijekwu, Chairman Umudike Uzakwa Youths, Ibetukwelu, assured of their support towards the progress of Ihiala town. The ancient Igbo tradition of Iwoji, Itopo Mmanya by Oluoha Obidiegwu the 17th, the sounding of the Nnukwu and Ekwe were symbolic at the event. Ogochukwu Orano for ABS News.
Thank you so much, Ogochukwu. In case you're just dropping by, this is ABS Television News. Up ahead, Nigerian police says it arrested 58 persons for various electoral offenses in 2019 elections. Brexit, European parliamentarians boycott recitation of EU anthem. These and more stories will be coming your way after the break. Please join us again.
ABS, Heartbeats of the East.
Welcome back to the news. Now to the national stories. The Inspector General of Police, IG Mohammed Adamus, has said that 58 suspected high-profile electoral offenders were arrested during the 2019 general election. Adamu, represented by the Deputy Inspector General, DIG Operations, Abdul Majid Ali, disclosed this during the Commission's review of the 2019 general elections with the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security, ICCES, in Abuja. The IG said that 39 out of the 58 suspects had been conclusively investigated and charged to court, while 19 were still being investigated. He commended other security agencies, particularly the military, for the cooperation given to the Nigerian Police Force and INEC during the election. On the foreign news, National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, has said that total foreign investments into the country rose by 34% year-on-year to $8.6 billion in the first quarter of the 2019. The Bureau disclosed this in its capital importation report for first quarter of 2019 released this morning. The report said that the total value of capital importation into Nigeria stood at $8.45 billion in the first quarter of 2019. This represents an increase of 216.03% compared to quarter 4 of 2018 and 34.61% increase compared to the first quarter of 2018. For British right-wing populist Nigel Farage and his band of Brexit Party MEPs, yesterday in the opening of the European Parliament symbolically stood against the European anthem while standing back while the anthem was being recited. Never a group known to miss the opportunity for a headline-grabbing stunt. The 29 representatives turned their backs on the parliamentary chamber as the European anthem, Beethoven's Ode to Joy, was played by a group of 5 young musicians, while other parliamentarians stood in dignified silence outside the parliament. At least 4,000 demonstrators waved the Catalan flag. Among them was Carles Puigdemont, the former head of the Catalan regional government, who lives in Belgium, to escape a Spanish arrest warrant after leading an attempted secession in 2017. The separatists were protesting in support of 3 Catalan MEPs who have been blocked by Madrid from taking their seats. The Brexit Party had campaigned on the European elections last month on a vehemently Eurosceptic platform. The message found great resonance in Britain, a nation deeply divided over the decision to leave the European Union and the failure of the government to withdraw from the bloc while fulfilling the many promises offered by the successful Leave campaign before the 2016 Brexit referendum. A popular community leader of Alok community in the Idemili South local government area, Chief Sylvester Eze, has been laid to rest at his compound where family members, friends, relations, and well-wishers accorded him his last respect. The late Chief Eze was elder brother to the former Director General of Bureau of Public Procurement, Engineer Emeka Eze. Odinaka Nwolisa has the report.
In a homily at a funeral mass held in his honor at St. Charles Borromeo Catholic Church, Umuokualo, a visiting priest, Reverend Father Anthony Chukwu of St. Anthony of Padua Parish, Mpo, reminded Christians of the need to maximize their lifetime opportunity in preparing for the final destination. The cleric described the disease as a great teacher, God-fearing, a religious man who impacted positively on humanity and contributed his quota in uplifting evangelism in the community. In his tribute to the bereaved family, Governor Willie Obiano stressed the need for one to live a life of purpose. Represented by Deputy Governor Dr. Nkemo Okeke, Governor Obiano encouraged them to sustain the memories and legacies of their late father. Former Director General, Bureau of Public Procurement and brother to the deceased, Engineer Emeka Eze, said his brother fought a good fight of faith.
He was a great teacher. He was a very proactive man. He was a man who loved his people, who made sure others are happy. He used to go out of his way to ensure that people are assisted one way or the other.
In their separate interviews, the first son of the deceased, Mr. Iken Neze, and his daughter, Mrs. Chidema Odimewu, described their late father as an icon of peace, an epitome of humility, who stood for the truth, noting that his legacies will forever be etched in the minds of many. Attesting to his life, a devoted member of Catholic Men Organization, Mr. Basil Onyonago, and Chief Arins Okonkwo of the Igwe in Council, said he was humility personified. Commiserating with the family, the Corps Marshal Federal Road Safety Commission, Mr. Boboyo Yoyemi, represented by the Anambra State Sector Commander, Mr. Andrew Kumapai, enjoined them to take solace in the Lord. The member representing the Idemili North and South in the House of Representatives, Chief Ifeanyi Bezim, was among those that identified with the family in this period of grief. Sympathizers and group took turn to pay their condolences as cultural dances and live band added color to the burial ceremony. From Umuokualo, Odinaka Nwolisa, ABS News.
We pray God gives them the fortitude to bear this loss. And that's just about it on the news. But before we go, remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/ABS Radio TV online. Follow us on Twitter at ABS Radio TV and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website www.absradiotv. And the main news again. Governor Obiano has flagged off 2019 farming season in Anambra. Women have been charged to be attentive to their wards' activities. Nigerian police has said it arrested 58 persons for various electoral offenses in 2019 elections. And Brexit European parliamentarians have boycotted recitation of EU anthem. And that's the news. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Nonye Mokoye. Good morning.